As a small company, you can be more nimble, you can move more quickly. There's a very thin dividing line between survival and not surviving. And most people who start in business end up the wrong side of that dividing line because the bigger businesses out there will try to crush small upstarts. And we were no different from anybody else when we set up our airline. British Airways set up a unit behind closed doors, and that unit was set up to crush Virgin Atlantic. And they had people illegally accessing our computer information. They then had a team of people ringing up our passengers, pretending to be from Virgin Atlantic, suggesting that that Virgin Atlantic was cancelled that day, and maybe at British Airways we could maybe move you over to British Airways. They had people going through my rubbish bins. They had people. Anyway, the lengths they went were extraordinary. Any small business going up against bigger businesses are likely to come up with ferocious competition. So to beat a big business, you've just got to use the strengths of being small. Generally speaking, if you work for a big corporation, it's quite impersonal, and quite often the staff are not looked after well, and quite often the staff actually don't like going to work because they're not treated well. In a smaller company, you can make sure that your staff are looked after well. You can make sure your staff are proud of what they're doing. You can make sure that that they believe in what they're doing, and they work long hours to try to make the company a success. As a small company, you can be more nimble. You can move more quickly. With Virgin Atlantic, for instance, if we want to change all our seats in our plane to better seats, we can do so in maybe 9 months. For British Airways, it will take them 7 years. And so by being more nimble, one can move quicker. One can be more innovative and innovate more. So it is possible for small companies. You can keep your overheads lower, so you can actually undercut the bigger guy. And most likely, the bigger guys had years of building up overheads that you as a small company haven't yet got, and hopefully never will have. So it is possible for smaller companies to beat bigger companies, but you have to be quick of foot and, as you say, never take no for an answer.
Our main aim is to use space to benefit humans back here on Earth, and that's our push. Elon has got fantastic ambitions to go to Mars, but I think all three I think have got very, very valid programs. I think the governments, obviously government-run companies, are generally not well run, and they cost an enormous amount of money to achieve what a private company achieves. And we funded Virgin Orbit out of our own pockets. It was a lot of money, but if it had been a government doing it, it would have been billions and billions. And so so we're proud of the fact that we managed to do it at a price we could just about afford, and obviously very relieved that we had such a successful flight. And with enormous congratulations to a team who did it in the middle of a pandemic. A lot of them had COVID. A lot of times the teams had to stand down. It was a lovely star that went up into space, and I think cheered a lot of people up at a pretty rotten time at the moment.
And what a great testament this spaceship is to what can be achieved against any background when true teamwork, great skill, and deep pride are combined with a common purpose. That purpose, which drives me and our team, and which unites us with our partners and our friends, is the belief that together we can make space accessible in a way that has only been dreamt of before now. And by doing that, we can truly bring positive change to life on Earth. This spaceship is the embodiment of that goal, and a great milestone on what will undoubtedly be a challenging but hugely rewarding journey.